The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock.
And again, that took place outside of this auditorium, across the street, across Michigan Avenue. The commissioner will now leave Draft Town and Selection Square and come back across the street in time to announce the pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have chosen #1 overall 4 times, 2 times in back-to-back years. Didn't help that they chose Bo Jackson and he never played for them. Vinny Testaverde was their last first overall selection back in 1987, and we are expecting once again Jameis Winston to be the name that comes out of Tampa Bay's War Room. This is the Honda War Room cam on NFL Network, and it is underway. Could there be a discussion for the first overall pick, not within those walls about who it is, but with a team that's phoning in from outside those walls to offer a king's ransom for the ability to come up and choose someone number 1 overall? We are assuming, though, it will be Jameis Winston. You have the floor on this young man, Mike Mayock.
Yeah, and it's very rare, as Coach Shaw knows, to see a pro-style quarterback come out of a college-style offense. The world's changed, and what we have with Jameis Winston is a prototypical big-arm drop-back quarterback with an ability to come out of a scheme and perform day one. Now watch, throws with anticipation and timing. In between 2 linebackers through to the open window. You don't see that often in college football. 3rd and 21. Watch him subtly slide to his left, extends the play, picks up 22 on 3rd and 21. Now, ball security has been an issue. Front side pressure, he doesn't see it or feel it. Ball's held low, he loses it against Oregon. 18 interceptions. Unfortunately, this was fairly typical. He's going to drop back. His eyes are going to take you to the ball. Free safety robs him over the top. So, from my perspective, big-time player, all kinds of ability. I just want to see him clean it up, Mooch. Clean up the interception.
He can clean it up with coaching, too. We've seen him play very well, and he can eliminate those turnovers and sacks and interceptions.
Well, that's not the only thing people wondering if he can clean up. His act is another thing, and that's off the field. Ian Rappaport joining us now. What have the Bucs done for a prospect that may be the most scrutinized in NFL draft history, Ian?
Well, Rich, according to Bucs sources, they had an unprecedented investigation into the background of Jameis Winston. I'm told they talked to more than 75 people, spent more than 100 man-hours speaking to people in his high school, his hometown, both college teams. And at this point, as general manager Jason Light told me a couple days ago, they have full trust and confidence in the kind of person that Jameis Winston is, and so do their owners.
That's Ian Rappaport outside in Draft Town. Inside, right next to me, I got somebody who was trying to recruit Jameis Winston to come play for him at Stanford. That's you, Coach David Shaw. Tell me what you think about Jameis Winston.
To me, he's a lot like Ben Roethlisberger. You know, he's a big guy. You heard Mike Mayock talking about it. Strong arm, physically imposing guy. Too many interceptions and too many incidents, right? Both too many incidents, too many interceptions. You get past that, it could be maturity. He's going to grow. He's going to learn. But I've been in this young man's home. I've never seen as many trophies in this home as I've seen anyplace else. This guy wins. Yeah. He is a winner. He's won at everything. He's won at baseball, basketball, football. You name it. You put him in a competitive situation, and he wins.
And that's exactly right, because he's a very successful guy in everything that he does. He's won a national championship, a Heisman Trophy. He's a confident guy. You know that just being around him. He's a smart guy. 4.0, he got into his place. Are you kidding me? But he has an infectious personality. He will lead a team. He will be good in the locker room. The kid is very resilient, too. He has to get through a bad half, interceptions, some things off the field, and I think he can, and I think he will.
6 minutes left on the clock to either choose Jameis Winston, somebody else, or trade out of the first overall pick. Joining our coverage now, Charles Davis and Daniel Jeremiah on that Winston Mariota question we've been asking for months.
Yeah, this is something, Rich, that has been kicked around by the Tampa Bay Bucs. A lot of teams at the top of this draft. Who is the better quarterback? And to me, Jameis Winston, ready to come in day one and play on an NFL field. You see the NFL reads. You see the NFL throws. The interceptions are a little bit of a concern, CD. With Marcus Mariota, you see some of those same things, just in much smaller doses. I've spent more time with Marcus Mariota individually, so I've grown a little bit closer to him, and he's the type of kid that I want to be my son. But I also like Jameis Winston on the field a little bit better because I think this is a short-term versus long-term argument. Short-term, Jameis Winston a little bit more ready to play right now. Long-term, I think Marcus Mariota will be able to pick it up. Rich?
Thanks very much, Charles. Appreciate it. The pick is in. The question is the commissioner back from across the street in time to announce it? And if the pick is in, and we have not heard that it's a trade, that means the Bucs just decided to say, no matter what Chip Kelly might have been offering or any other team, it's going to be Jameis Winston.
Well, let's face it, they've acted that way throughout the whole process. You can go back to the Senior Bowl, the Combine, conversations with Jason Light, and Jason was always up front. He presented both sides of the argument, the conversation for off the field and on the field, but I think the important thing was getting ownership to sign off. In this day and age, you've got to do that with such a high-profile player.
Well, he had a long meeting with ownership and front office and the coaches, and they got answers about all these issues. He didn't get the same answers that the media got. They got detailed answers about every incident, and if they choose him, they must be good with it.
Well, there's no question about it. Everybody has to be on the same page. It's not just a franchise player. This is a franchise quarterback. Everybody, secretaries in the building, got to be on board. This is our guy.
We're already 90 seconds into the Titans being on the clock, which means the intrigue involving whoever's number 2 overall and whether the Titans keep that pick. Perhaps there are all sorts of trade offers, final last-minute trade offers pouring into Tennessee right now, and we're going to keep an eye on that and an ear to ground on that. Meanwhile, the commissioner, we are told, has not had a Birdman type experience. He's not locked out of the building on the street. He's actually back inside the building, and here he comes with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick.
With the first pick in the 2015 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Jameis Winston, quarterback, Florida State.
So after all that has been said and done and tape grinded and questions about character and on-field acumen, and what this young man really thinks about living life, and is he really ready for the crucible that the National Football League presents to any athlete, let alone the first overall selection in a draft? It has been done. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have selected Jameis Winston, number 1 overall in the 2015 draft.
And I really think that certain people embrace